Have you ever asked yourself, what does living a life of purpose really look like? And how can I take the steps to live it or even rediscover it, especially when I feel like I've lost my way or I've experienced a pretty tough setback? Well, if you've ever asked those questions, or perhaps you're asking them right now, then I want you to stay with me because we're about to dive in deep into how to find clarity, reclaim your purpose, and feel alive again. Welcome to Time to Win podcast, where healing and growth collide with purpose, and you get to heal, grow, and prosper. I'm your host, RJ Jackson. Join me as we take a graceful 90-degree turn from stress and struggling to purpose and prosperity. As a professional impact speaker and mindset coach, I'm here to show you the way out of secretly suffering in silence and help you get back on the path of prosperity. So if you're ready, let's make that shift. It's time to win, my friend. Welcome to Time to Win podcast, comeback champions. We are so glad that you are here. Listen, this is your season. This is your comeback season. I don't care what you're going through, what you've been through, what it looks like. This is it. 2025. It's your time to thrive. This is your time to win, my friend. This is your time to win. And guess what? You don't have to do it alone. We're here to help you feel alive in 2025 so that you can live life on purpose. And as I said, make sure you thrive. If you've been here before, you know who I am. I'm RJ Jackson, your mindset coach and host of Time to Win podcast, helping you to shift gears. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. Bienvenido. We are thrilled that you're here. Listen, playtime is over. Burnout has gone out of style, and there are no more badges being handed out for being burnt out. We're putting purpose back into drive. We invite you to come along for the joyride. So today, we're going to answer the question that many women struggle with at some point in their journey. And maybe, just maybe, you're one of those women. I know I've asked my share of this question, and believe it or not, more than once. Actually, more than I choose to admit. But I will admit, especially if it'll help you get through what you're going through. And what's the question? I'm glad you asked. The question that most women ask is, what does living a life of purpose really look like? And what steps can I take to live or rediscover my purpose when I feel like I've lost my way? So let's talk about it. Because my truth is, I know what it feels like to lose your way. For a long time after my accident, I was so focused on proving myself, keeping up with expectations, and wanting people to believe that I still had it, even after it looked like I'd lost it. Well, honestly, I had lost it. My it was I lost sight of what truly mattered, my purpose. It was during my recovery when I started questioning everything. And I was wondering, what if this is not really what God has for me anymore? What if I'm not supposed to inspire other people to live life to the fullest and to have the energy they need in order to succeed and to trust God? What if I'm not supposed to do that? And I kept asking myself, well, if I'm not supposed to do that, then what on earth am I here for? There had to be a reason. After all, God has spared my life from a horrific accident. And why would He do that if I no longer had a purpose? I don't believe He would. Do you? But at the time, I questioned it. And so questioning led me to hire quote unquote experts, coaches, attend hundreds of online webinars, and be a part of all these groups. And at the end of the day, I still had the question and I still felt unfulfilled. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody was giving me their best tips. But the problem was they were giving me their best tips on how they felt and what they thought I should do. I'm telling you, I felt like a dog chasing my tail. It wasn't until I really realized that I was chasing my tail. I wasn't a dog, but I really was chasing my tail. And when I came to grips with that, that's when I realized, wait, hold up, RJ. It's time to shut out the noise. First and foremost, I had to recognize it as noise. Everybody saying, this is what you should do. And the problem was I was paying people to tell me what I should do. I promise you, I didn't figure it out until I shifted my focus back to God's plan for my life by asking Him, the one who not only gave me life, but saved my life and gave me a second chance at life. What would you have me to do? Why on earth am I still here? And I didn't ask that in a negative tone. I wanted to know what was the plan that He had for me, because I understood that the plans that He had for me was for a future and a hope. Plans to prosper me. Plans for me to succeed. And I understood that that involved other people. But I had lost my way and I didn't know what that looked like. But when I turned my focus back to what mattered most, I found clarity. I realized that living a life of purpose isn't about doing it all or meeting others' expectations. It's about connecting to what God has put inside of me that brings me joy and causes me to make an impact. I had to get clear on my own purpose. I had to believe what God said about me and trust that what was inside me was good enough to get back on purpose with and start living intentionally. The key, good enough. So let me pause for the cause and tell you, my friend, my comeback champion, you, as you are good enough to start from where you are to get to where God desires you to be. And when I discovered that for myself, I realized why on earth I was still here. And now I get to help others rediscover their purpose and live it out daily. And not just live it out daily, but live it out loud so that they can make an impact as well. So now that we're connected right here, right now, I'm happy to share the keys that I use as well as the keys my clients use to find success in their journey. Are you ready to dive in with me, my friend? Awesome. I hope you have your pen and paper so that you can write down a commitment of where you're going to start, because now is the time. This is your comeback season. So I want to share with you 3 keys to discovering or rediscovering your purpose. Number 1, start with clarity, not productivity. You see, I told you I focused on people who looked like and sounded like experts, and I believe they were experts. However, they weren't to be my focus, because all they were doing was guiding me to do more of what they thought I should do. And I thought that the more I did that, the more fulfilled I would feel in knowing I was living life on purpose. But the truth is, you can't live life on purpose without first knowing what your purpose is. So I had to spend time with my Creator, reflecting and meditating on the Word and listening to get really clear on who I was and why I was here. You see, clarity will guide your productivity, and instead of being busy, you will be intentional. And when you're intentional, doing things on purpose, they go hand in hand. So instead of focusing on doing more, get clear on being who you were created to be. All right, let's keep moving, because I know your time is valuable. And I want to give you the keys to get your foot out of the door from 2024. Let go of what had happened and embrace 2025 so that you can live life on purpose and thrive. Number 2, embrace the power of taking small steps. After my accident, I could not walk unsupported. I took a few steps here and there, and every time I took a step, I was holding on to someone or something. The wall became my BFF. And immediately after letting go of the wall, I hopped into my wheelchair, and later I held tight to my cane. You see, the wheelchair and the cane got me where I needed to go quickly. Well, at least, so I thought. But then one day I realized that trying to get back to who I was quickly was not the answer. The answer was in forging ahead, one step at a time, to who God wanted me to be, not getting back to who I was, traveling the world as a renowned speaker, but going forth as a renowned speaker in the manner in which God wanted me to do so. But when I started taking small, intentional steps every day, that's when I started feeling fulfilled. You see, it's the small steps that matter because they create a path towards your purpose. It's where you get to experience what matters most. Can I take a pause for the cause and just encourage your heart for a second, my friend? Listen, for the cause, just to reinforce what I'm saying to you today, the small steps that you are taking, the small changes you are making, they matter. Keep going. Keep taking one step at a time. And as you're doing that, here's key number 3. Give yourself permission to change directions. You can take the steps. The moment you are confident in knowing that this is as far as you need to go on this route, that you need to turn left or turn right because that's what you hear God saying, give yourself permission to change directions. Don't ever feel like, well, I've come this far, I need to keep going. You went that far for a reason. It doesn't mean you got to keep going. Because when we keep going, when we're supposed to turn, then that's when we get lost. And trust me, I know all about it. I have learned that your purpose isn't always a straight line. It's okay to evolve, to pivot, and to change directions when you feel called to do so. I've done it multiple times throughout my journey, even recently. Listen, keep giving yourself the freedom to adjust your course as you grow. Trust that your purpose is unfolding. It's not something you need to have all figured out. God has a plan, and He will reveal it to you on purpose at the right time. Keep this in mind, my friend. Purpose isn't a destination. It's the light that guides you through life's darkest and toughest moments. It's the light that reminds you of who you are, whose you are, and why on earth you are here. 3 keys today to help you discover and rediscover your purpose. Start with clarity, not productivity. Embrace the power of small steps, and give yourself permission to change directions. As I close, let me just encourage your heart just a little bit more. I know that it feels like you're wondering right now, that you're going to and fro, not that you're going back and forth, in and out. And that's okay. It's okay not to have all the answers. I get it. And God got you. Listen, you will get through this, and I will help you. We will get through this together. You see, your purpose is already within you. It's not something that you need to search for on the outside. It's within you. God has placed it uniquely in your heart. It lives at the intersection of your gifts that He has given you, the passion that stirs your soul, and the way that you serve others for His glory. Discovering or rediscovering your purpose really begins by getting quiet, seeking God in prayer, and asking Him to reveal what He already has written for your life. Start paying attention to the things that light you up, to the opportunities that He has placed in your path, to the confirmation that He gives you, and the way that He calls you to love and serve others. Purpose is not about having every detail figured out. It's about trusting God and taking the next step in faith, knowing that He will guide you towards the abundant life that He has already prepared for you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to help you do what you have been called to do. Slam the brakes on burnout, overcome overwhelm, and live your life on purpose. So let's do it. Let's do it together. I've given you 3 keys to unlock your purpose. Where will you start? Because the key is to start. And to start with what's in your hand. And if you look at your hand and say, I don't have anything in my hand, look again, my friend. Because you have the promise of God to succeed and not fail. And that's the best place to start. You don't have to have it all together to start, but you have to start to get it together. So let's get it together and let's do it together. Well, with that challenge, my friend, we have come to an end. I've enjoyed the ride, and I trust that you have too. You are a comeback champion, and this is your comeback season. Remember, living with purpose isn't something that you have to wait for. It's a journey you can start on today. So let's shift gears and drive forward. If you haven't done so, make sure you're subscribed and go back and check out our past episodes that will give you more keys to unlock your greatness. If you enjoyed today's podcast, be sure to tell a friend to listen in as well. And we appreciate you, my friend. I'm not tired, but my time has expired. I'm going to let you go. Unlock the door so that you can thrive in 2025. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to Time to Win. I recognize that you appreciate the value provided in today's episode, and for your gratitude, I'm giving you a Time to Win VIP listener badge. So head on over to timetowinpodcast.com. That's timetowinpodcast.com and claim your badge and gain immediate VIP access to more of our next level resources and opportunities. Because you've enjoyed today's session, you can also express your gratitude by rating, reviewing, and returning next week with a friend. Oh, by the way, be sure to screenshot today's episode and share it in your Instagram and Facebook story or on your favorite social media platform. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week in the locker room of life, here on Time to Win. And remember, the best time to win is now.